everybody, it's Miss Na, and today I'm going to show you 4 ways to make a book. And I love bookmaking, not only because there's so much learning that can happen with bookmaking. We can practice our writing skills, our letter sounds, our representational drawings. We can practice the idea that our thoughts can be put down on paper and read by someone else. It's amazing. But that's not the only reason. I really love bookmaking because it's fun, and then I get to be an author or an illustrator. Let me show you the very first way that we can make a book. And this is the simplest way. And all it requires is 2 sheets of paper. And you can use any paper that you have lying around the house. Notebook paper is fine, scrap paper is okay too. And you're gonna put them together, line up the corners, not like this. You want them to match up, the corners match up. And then we're gonna lay them flat and fold one side to meet the other. Line up the straight edge. Again, line up the corners. Want them to match. And press to make a crease. When we're bookmaking, it's also a really great way to learn the parts of a book and our print concepts. So this would be the cover of our book, and now the crease is our spine. This is the back. Right, that's the first way to make a book. Just fold your paper in half. Make a crease, and there you have it. A book. The only way to improve upon this kind of book is by attaching the papers together so that they don't fall apart. We definitely want to know which order the pages need to stay in so that the story will make sense. So the first way that we can attach our pages, the second way to make a book, is by using a stapler. So if you have a stapler at your house, this is probably the easiest way to make a bound book where the pages are attached together. What I'm going to do, now that my paper is creased or folded, I'm going to put 1 staple at the top, 1 staple at the bottom, and 1 staple in the middle. There. Now our pages will not fall apart. Remember, we only use 2 sheets of paper, but because we folded them in half, we have our cover, our first page, a second page, a third page, a 4th page, and a 5th page. So we have 5 pages in this book. That's enough to add a beginning, a middle, something that happens next, and an end. If you want to make your story longer, just use more papers. If you want to make it shorter, use fewer. All right, let me show you the second way that we can make a book. All right, so for the second way that we can make a bound book, or a third way to make a book, we're still going to need 2 sheets of paper, and we're going to start off the same way by matching them up and folding them in half. Lining up the straight side, matching up the corners, and then I press. Okay, so this is the first way that we made a book. Last time we stapled it. This time, we're going to open it up. We're going to cut along the crease. So this line right here, or our crease, shows us where the middle of the paper is. If I cut on that crease, I'm cutting the paper in half. And when I line them up or make a stack, they'll all be the same size. What I'm going to do next is use a hole puncher and some string. So if you don't have a stapler at your house, but you do have a hole puncher and some string, this might be a great strategy for you to make a book. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to put our papers together. We're going to try and see if we can hole punch them all at the same time. Press. 1 hole at the top. Press, please. 1 hole in the middle, and 1 hole at the bottom. There we go. Right, now that we have our hole at the top, our hole in the middle, and our hole at the bottom, we're going to use our string to tie them together, tie the pages together. So I'm going to put my piece of yarn through the hole at the top, pull it through, and I can either tie this knot. I can either tie it in a knot or a bow. If you want to tie it in a bow, pre-K kids might need a little bit of help from their families. If you want to tie it in a knot, you can try it by yourself. The way that you do this is by making an X with your yarn and then pulling one side through. So for our pre-K kids, this is really good fine motor practice for strengthening up those fingers and also for getting ready to do things like tie our shoes. All right, I'm gonna do this in the middle hole. I'm gonna string it through, pull it out, make an X, and pull one side through the circle. Doing it again for a double knot so it won't come apart. All right, last one at the bottom. String it through, make an X, the top, see how they cross? And then I'm gonna pull one side through the circle. There we go. Now we have a second way to make a bound book and the pages won't fall apart. Let me show you one more way. All right, for this way, we'll also need 2 pieces of paper. We're gonna start off the same way that we did before. Put them together, fold them over, make a crease, open it back up, and again, I'm gonna cut on the crease. That will give me 4 even pieces of paper. 4 pieces of paper, all the same size. All right, I'm gonna stack them. See how they're all the same? This time, I'm going to bind my book with just tape. So if you don't have a stapler, if you don't have a hole puncher or yarn at your house, then you can use tape. When we use this strategy, we just tape each piece of paper together. So let me show you. I'm gonna take the very top sheet, this is just one of our papers, and the second sheet, 2 pieces. And I'm gonna tape them together at the top and at the bottom. Now this is masking tape, so I'm tearing it. If you have a clear tape, you might need to cut it. Folding it around the part that will become the spine. There we go. These 2 pieces of paper are taped together. They won't fall apart. Now I'm going to tape on the 3rd sheet to the first 2. I'm just going to use little pieces of tape at the top and at the bottom. I'm going to repeat this until all of my pages are attached. This is also a really good way, if you make a book and you decide you need more pages, to just add another page on at the end. There we go. Now, all of our pages are attached. They won't fall apart. They'll stay in the correct order when our friends and family go to read our books. Now that we've made 3 different kinds of books, and remember that first way is just folding it over, so really 4 different kinds of books, 3 of them bound at the spine, we're ready to start writing our story. So when you write your story, remember that stories always have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you can put each of those on one page. Don't rush through your story. You can always add more pages at the end. Remember, the front will be your cover, so you'll need to draw a picture of what your story's about, write your title, your name, because you're the author or the illustrator. You'll put the beginning of your story on the first page. What happens next on the next page? What happens after that on the following page? What happens almost at the end? And then what happens at the very end? One idea per page. If you want to write an informational text, for instance, a book about colors, put 1 color per page. You might put roses are red, the sky is blue, carrots are orange, peppers are green, and flowers are purple. You might put 1 thing per page, 1 letter per page if you're writing a letter book, 1 number per page if you're writing a number book. Don't try to fit all of your ideas on 1 page. You have a whole book to fill up. All right, I hope that you enjoyed bookmaking with me. I have 3 books to go write. If you write your own book, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to send me your story, a picture of you making it, or a video. I hope this is something you can do at home, especially if you're out of books. On all of our home days, you can write some for your family. They can write some for you. All right, thanks for joining me on this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.